Hello, everybody. I know it has been a long time. It is the first day of the year, January 1st, 2024, about 5 after 11. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody had a great holiday season. For me, it didn't really feel like the holidays, and which, explains my absence. I know it's been about 3 months since I've posted a video. Um, I remember saying to my friend, I'm just not feeling it. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, it's just like you've been working two jobs and two full-time jobs, and you've been doing school, and, I guess you just didn't have time to think of the holidays. But I just had to make a final push these last 3 months, which is why I didn't post. I am done, finally, helping my former job with their stuff. I am completely done with that. I am completely done with school. So, it's back to just, one job and this. So, I don't know how many of you were looking for, a recent video. I believe my last video was about possibly Dolph Ziggler going to AEW. But I'm back, and I think this is a fitting time to come back as we're getting ready for the Royal Rumble, which leads us into WrestleMania. And as I've said before, for me, this is the most exciting time of wrestling because of where things are going to go. And, obviously since I last, did a podcast, a lot has happened. A lot has happened. And I am itching to do a video on AEW because the state of AEW, I mean, I'm telling you, Tony Khan talks like he doesn't want to be like Vince McMahon, and yet I feel like he is just another Vince McMahon. It's like you stepped on the people who helped get you there in the beginning. I mean, a lot of those guys are gone. And you have a bloated roster. You're trying to, do all these different shows with, your core show Dynamite. You have Collision, and then you get, your Ring of Honor stuff. You've brought in so many people that you don't know what to do with them. And, one of the biggest fuck-ups is Wardlow. You had Wardlow hot, and then he just disappears for how many months does he disappear? And now he's back, and now he has to rebuild all that momentum again. So it's just stuff like that. I'm just like, what? I didn't order the AEW's World End pay-per-view over the weekend because I really wasn't interested. There's really only one match I wanted to see, and I just what? Not to mention, I was still out of it from, Christmas. I cook Christmas dinner for my family, and, staying up late doing that, just not getting much sleep. And then my sister had a medical emergency. So, I was just tired this whole week. And I'm just like, what? I'm going to order this pay-per-view. I'm going to fall asleep. I ended up falling asleep. So I would have missed the pay-per-view anyway. And from what I've read and heard, the only exciting thing about the pay-per-view was Edge versus Christian. And I heard that the MJF and Samoa Joe match wasn't terrible. It was actually pretty good. I just heard that the ending was questionable with, the reveal of Adam Cole being the devil, the man in the devil mask. But anyway, I'm going to get to the AEW stuff, later. This is about WWE. Day one just went off the air about 10 minutes ago. Not a bad show. Definitely the big opening match with Becky Lynch and Nia Jax was very good. I thought the Rhea Ripley, Ivy Neville match was very well done. I thought the ending with Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins was well. I kind of forgot that Damian Priest had the Money in the Bank contract when he came down. And I'm going to touch on that, what they're going to do, and what I think that they should do, that I think will be sort of an irony. But obviously, everybody's talking about the return of The Rock. And I had to laugh because when they're waiting for, everybody to come out, or sorry, when everybody's waiting for the former champion to come out, they're showing the crowd. When Jinder Mahal's music played, the disappointment, oh my God, the disappointment that was on everybody's face was just hilarious. And I'm sitting here like, okay, somebody has to interrupt this guy. Now, I didn't know it was going to be The Rock. And besides The Rock, the other person who probably would have got a big pop like that would have been Stone Cold. Maybe even Taker, but it didn't really make sense for it to be Taker. But I didn't know who it was going to be. I tried to Google it, and I saw some speculation that maybe it was going to be Big E. But, you knew somebody was going to interrupt Jinder. I'm like, somebody's going to interrupt him. So the music hits, out comes The Rock. And, The Rock is doing his usual spiel, nothing crazy, nothing exciting. I'm sorry, but lately his jokes have been pretty corny. But nonetheless, it was The Rock. But, like I said, everything pretty much was the usual with him when he came out until he got to the end. And of course, that's what everybody's abuzz about and talking about when he wanted to go out to the restaurant. Where should he sit? Should he sit at the bar? Should he sit in the booth? Or should he sit at the head of the table? Now, I've been Googling ever since The Rock's promo, seeing what the reaction is. And I would say for the most part, it's been a pretty tempered reaction, which I think is a good thing. Now, I'm going to go out there on a limb and say they would not have done that. Rock wouldn't have said that if it wasn't going to happen. What I thought The Rock was going to do, what I was waiting for him to do, was perhaps announce that he was going to enter the Royal Rumble. But he just did the promo and did the tease. Now, I saw one thing was like, oh, we're finally going to get it. I think we're going to get it too, but, I don't think everybody should get their hopes up because WrestleMania is the first weekend of April, which is April 6th and 7th, I believe? Yes, April 6th and 7th, okay? A lot can happen between now and then. Now, I don't know The Rock's schedule, but I did look up, his movies. And he has one movie come out in 2024, which is in post-production. It doesn't look like he's getting ready to film anything. So that would make you believe, well, he does not have any... excuse me. That he does not have any duties or responsibilities as far as a commitment to a movie. He's not doing his TV show anymore, whether it be Ballers or Young Rock. So besides, side business, there's nothing that's going to crowd his time as committing to a movie project. So he can train from now until WrestleMania. What will stop this match from happening is somebody getting hurt. So hopefully he won't get hurt and Roman won't get hurt from now. Now, as far as I believe, Roman is not performing at Royal Rumble, or I believe the match on Friday is supposed to determine who he's going to face at the Royal Rumble. So I'm sorry, he will be performing at the Royal Rumble. I don't know if he's going to be performing at the Elimination Chamber. And I would probably say don't have him perform. After the Royal Rumble, I would say just let him be because you don't want him to get hurt. And it's not like he hasn't performed 2 months in a row before. So I would let Roman do this, let him perform at the Royal Rumble. If anything, he makes an appearance or a run-in, but I probably wouldn't I would make sure that I protect this main event as possible. And that you hope The Rock doesn't injure himself training and Roman does not hurt himself wrestling. That's the best outcome. Now, the question is, how do we get there? How do we get this match in the ring? Which is why I thought he was going to say something about the Royal Rumble. But you have two problems. You have Cody Rhodes and you have CM Punk. Now, To me, the winner of this match, the winner of the Royal Rumble match, to my dismay, is going to be CM Punk. And CM Punk is going to pick Seth Rollins. A little tidbit, I think if the main event of night one is Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, I think the irony of Damian Priest cashing in, making it a triple threat match, and pinning Seth Rollins. That's what I think should happen. Because you have the irony of Rollins did the first and only cash-in at WrestleMania. Why not have him do it again at WrestleMania 40? Now, it was done at WrestleMania 31. It's WrestleMania 40, so now you're going to have like a 10-year anniversary. You're going to kind of miss that, but, you know, that's just a fact. That Rollins ran down, cashed in, and he pinned Roman. Now you can also say, well, let CM Punk win and then cash in on CM Punk because that's a big deal for Damian Priest. I think either way, I think it helps Damian Priest. And I think Damian should cash in at WrestleMania and cash in on Seth. And then you kind of leave that open for Seth and CM Punk to continue their feuds because their feud is sort of personal. Does it really need the World Heavyweight Championship? Probably not. And not to mention, if The Rock is going to be involved in WrestleMania, a lot of it's going to be overshadowed. And to tell you the truth, if they're not going to go with Cody Rhodes, you would probably have Rock and Roman main event night 2. But if you're going to keep Cody in the mix, so you have CM Punk win the Royal Rumble, that means Cody has to win the Elimination Chamber. Cody can challenge Roman, try to finish the story. And now you have Roman perform twice. On night 1, you have Roman versus The Rock, and then you'll have Roman versus Cody. Now listen, even though we're going to have this match, or I think there's a good chance we're going to have it, I'm sorry, Rock is not winning. And Rock should not win. Just like John Cena did not win, The Rock should not win. To solidify this run, Roman needs to defeat The Rock. Now, if you are planning, and I'm quite sure the whole CM Punk thing threw a wrench in this, if the original plan was for Cody, which I believe was for Cody to win the Royal Rumble, go on to WrestleMania 40 and win the title, and finally end it. You have 2 curveballs now. CM Punk getting fired from AEW and coming back to WWE. And now you have The Rock seemingly saying, I can do this match now. I have the time to properly train for this. I can do it. So now, what happens to those plans for Cody? Because both Cody and CM Punk are in the Royal Rumble. And I'm sorry. Punk's winning this Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. Punk's winning. So we already know that story of back-to-back years, doing what Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels did, that ain't happening for Cody. I am confident in that. CM Punk's winning this bad boy. So now you have Cody going to Elimination Chamber. Does Cody go to Elimination Chamber and challenge? But then again, how do you get The Rock in this? Do you put The Rock in the Elimination Chamber? And The Rock pins Cody? And now Cody's just out of the picture completely? Is that what we're going to do? How do you get The Rock into this match? Does he just walk up and say, I want the match? But then I say, well, wait a minute. Hey, Cody won Elimination Chamber. How are we going to do this? Well, you would say, okay, Roman, you're going to wrestle twice. You're going to do The Rock on night 1 and you'll have Cody on night 2. Or you switch it. You have Cody on night 1 and The Rock on night 2. And the reason why I think that is a better scenario, and it's a risky scenario, because if you do whoever you do on night 1, that's if they do this 2-match thing. Whoever wrestles on night 1, you kind of know the outcome already. Because nobody is looking to see Cody versus The Rock for the title. And nobody is looking to see a triple threat match between the 3 of them. Nobody's looking to see that at all. So if you put The Rock on night 1 and Cody on night 2, you know Roman's beating The Rock. If you put Cody on night 1 and The Rock on night 2, you know Roman's beating Cody. There's no way around that. But, can you sort of do a Brock Lesnar Undertaker thing? After Brock beat The Undertaker, he went on that tear. Can WWE push one more year of Roman being the champion? Therefore, if you do the 2 nights, or if you don't, do you have Roman, let's say they do the 2 nights, do you have Roman beat Cody on night 1, beat The Rock on night 2, and carry that momentum one more year? One more year. Now, the risk with that is who faces Roman, because you have literally gone through everyone. Does that mean you start pulling some NXT guys? Braun Breaker comes to mind. Carmelo Hayes. Can you carry that? Because WrestleMania is in April. Roman doesn't have to wrestle in May. Roman doesn't have to wrestle in June. I'm not quite sure what the next crown jewel is, but if there's a crown jewel, he's going to be there. You can have him wrestle somebody at SummerSlam, a Braun Breaker. You can skip another 2 months. He can get to somebody else. Then maybe throw a couple of repeats in there. Have him face Kevin Owens again. Maybe have him face Jey Uso again. You know, maybe get Jey Uso wrapped up in there again. Maybe do a Logan Paul again. You know, do a couple of repeats until you get back to WrestleMania 41. Oh, I'm sorry. You got CM Punk in there. You know, depending on what happens with CM Punk and that whole thing, if Punk doesn't get the title yet, you can even throw CM Punk in there. So maybe CM Punk will say, okay, I'll pivot to Roman. And then he beats CM Punk. And then maybe a year later, Punk gets his crowning moment at WrestleMania, and then Cody gets his crowning moment. Cody wins the, you know, you can switch it. You know, this year, CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, Cody wins Elimination Chamber. The following year, Cody wins the Royal Rumble again, CM Punk wins it, and then, you know, you can sort of do a repeat of Eddie and Chris, where they both win their titles at WrestleMania. You can plausibly do that with The Rock. Because The Rock has changed everything now. You know, at first you thought CM Punk changed it, but they had already put it out there that they don't want Roman and Roman and CM Punk facing off. That they felt the hotter thing because of the personal issue is CM Punk and Seth Rollins. So that didn't screw up Cody too much. It may have screwed Cody winning the Royal Rumble, but it didn't hurt him going for Roman. But now you have The Rock dropping this little tidbit. Like I said, he would not have said that if this match was not going to happen. I believe the match will happen, but I would still say don't get your hopes up until probably about March. Because anything can happen between now and March. Somebody could get hurt. You know, I can't see The Rock signing some deal to do a movie, and all of a sudden, I can't do it. And not to mention, you know, the only way that this could be forgiven, that this match doesn't happen because somebody got hurt, you know, fans will be disappointed, but they're not going to take it out on anybody. But if it was just a tease and this thing ain't happening and there's no good reason why it doesn't happen, the next time you see The Rock, I don't think it's going to be a very nice reception. Because fans have been clamoring for this for what? A year and a half now? You cannot tease these people and then pull it out from under them. Oh, yeah, it's not going to happen. That's why I think there's a good chance of it happening, but I just want to be cautious with my happiness of this match happening. But The Rock has thrown a wrench in things, more so for Cody. Because what do you do for Cody? I feel bad for guys like, LA Knight, because LA Knight had a lot of push behind it. And before CM Punk came back, and then, because lots of times I wanted to jump back on when I was like, just crazy doing stuff. I wanted to come off like, look at LA Knight. He's your man. He's the one that should dethrone Roman. Because now a lot of his momentum has cooled off now. But, but poor LA Knight now is like just getting punched down to the bottom with CM Punk and Cody and The Rock. Randy Orton coming back. Which that's probably going to be the match at the Royal Rumble. It's probably going to be Randy and Roman. Which again, the outcome of the match because, well, one, Randy should be the one to beat him anyway. But you got The Rock there. But Rock is not beating Roman. And Rock should not beat Roman. Roman should beat The Rock. Pin him 1, 2, 3. Whether you want to have the outside interference, whatever. But Roman needs to win this. And can they squeeze out one more year of Roman as champion? Can they do it? Now, officially, the third year, I believe, is SummerSlam. I believe would officially mark 3 years as him as champion. But can you stretch this bad boy to make it to WrestleMania 41? And if I'm correct, if that happens, or if it's happened already, I'll have to look it up. Has Roman surpassed Hulk Hogan in the amount of main events for WrestleMania? Because wasn't the record 6? Let's look that up really quick. How many WrestleManias did Roman main event? So he's headlined 7 pay-per-views. So right now, okay. So he's about to tie Hulk Hogan with 8. So he's about to tie Hogan with Hogan 8 ties. Hogan main evented 8 WrestleMania shows at the first. Okay, so 8. So Roman's at 7 right. Oh, I'm sorry. Roman's at 7 right now. So okay, yes, I'm sorry. I'm getting all my stuff. There's so many numbers on the screen. Hulk Hogan has main evented 8 times. Roman has done 7. WrestleMania 31, 32, 33, 34, 37, 38, and 39. Number 40 will be his 8th time, which means he will tie Hulk Hogan. If Roman goes to WrestleMania 41, that will be his 9th time, and he will be in the lead as the one who headlined the most WrestleManias. I knew it was Hulk Hogan. For some reason, I thought it was 6. For some reason. But, so then there's another record that you can have Roman break. But that's going to be tricky to extend his reign one more year. Very tricky to do that. But think about that, guys. Think about it. Clearly, Rock is not going to win. Do you push Cody back another year? Or do you say, okay, Cody, you win on night 2? Honestly, guys, I think Roman should catapult himself from The Rock, should catapult him into a new stratosphere and let him have one more year. Not only break the... And I believe if that happens, I think he's number 2. I didn't look this up, but I'll look it up for you guys next time. I think he's like moving into like number 2 or something like that. So if he does get 3 years, it will be 3 years plus. I'll check to see if he breaks that record. So could he potentially break that record? And could he break the record of most WrestleMania main events? Or do you just take Cody out of the picture this year and say, listen, Cody, it's just one of those things. Creative has changed. And night 1 is going to be CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Night 2 is going to be The Rock. And it's going to be The Rock and Roman. And you know what? We'll throw you back in there at SummerSlam. And then we'll just try to carry you on into next year. You'll win the Royal Rumble in 25. But if you are having The Rock and Roman needs to walk out champion. Even if you do the 2 nights, even if you have a wrestle night 1, night 2. And like I said, the problem is that if you do that both nights, now you're overshadowing CM Punk, because now the CM Punk and Seth start WrestleMania like they started. Like Seth started. I mean, he cashed it at the end, but Seth, I believe, was the first match on WrestleMania 31, I believe. So do you have Seth start it? He gets cashed in on? You know, what do you do with that one? But I think, for at least for CM Punk, either he pins Seth, and Damian Priest cashes in on CM Punk. But I think the better route for that is to have CM Punk versus Seth. Let them go with it. There's a point where Damian comes down. He tosses out CM Punk. Hits whatever his finishing move is on Seth Rollins. And pins him 1, 2, 3. And then... So you kind of have like sort of 2 history-making moments going on at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 40 could be a big deal. It could be a huge deal if it's done right. The issue is what to do with Cody. That's the issue. And do you help him build sympathy that, you know, his second moment got ripped from him because of The Rock? Do you use that to turn Cody heel? I don't know. That part I don't know. But I certainly think you take this momentum and you push Roman another year. And I know there are people that are tired of him as champion. I know there's people that's like, well, he's never around, he's not defending. I get it. But in a way, the story kind of calls for that. And like I said, you still have some people that you can feed to Roman. Jey Uso. Hell, him and Solo can have a falling out. Could be him and Solo. You got Braun Breaker. You got Carmelo Hayes, who supposedly might, you know, join Bobby Lashley. I don't think Roman or Bobby Lashley have wrestled. You could do that. You could throw Sheamus in there. I mean, Sheamus was saying that he should have had a match with Roman. You could throw Sheamus in there. You have some new faces that you could throw in there. Yes, you're gonna know they're not going to win, but you know, yes, we have to see Roman. But those times that we see him, you can throw him in there where we're not seeing, okay, another Brock Lesnar, you know, another John Cena. We're going to see fresh. LA Knight could get a second chance at it. You have the bodies to push this out. till WrestleMania 41. And I just think it would be a letdown if they decide to have Roman wrestle on both nights, that if he beats The Rock night one, for him to lose night two. I kind of think it takes away from that. And I don't know if people are going to care about Cody and Roman with The Rock around. I don't think anybody's going to care the second night. That's why maybe it might be better that you just keep Cody out of this. But then you say, okay, then what's the purpose of having the Elimination Chamber if whoever wins it, is not going to perform at WrestleMania? So do you say, which doesn't really make sense because SummerSlam is so far away, do you say the winner of the Elimination Chamber gets a title match at SummerSlam? I mean, like I said, I'm not quite sure what the next Crown Jewel is. Or do you say the winner gets their match at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia? Is that what you do? It's a tough call. It's a tough call. But listen, Triple H knows what he's doing. The writers and all of them, they know what they're doing, and we're just left to guess and speculate, which is the fun part of it. I think WWE, the superstars, I think they take it a little too serious when, the know-it-all fans out there. And yeah, some do come off like that, but it's fun to guess and to speculate. And we as the fans have the right to criticize something that we think was stupid. And we can praise something that we liked. We have the right to do that. I mean, I don't think I'm trying to sound like I know exactly what's going to happen, because I don't. I will raise my hand and say that I don't know what's going to happen. I am just guessing. And I'm saying things that I would like to see happen. Doesn't mean it's going to. It doesn't mean I'm saying, I'm an expert. But that's the fun part of being a fan, and we're allowed to do that. So sometimes when I see, some of the wrestlers attacking or coming at some of the fans who are like, saying this, that, and the other, I'm like, we're allowed to do that. We can guess and speculate and say whether we suck or we don't think that's the right person for it. We're allowed to say that. I mean, I shit on AEW's women's division all the time because I think there's nothing exciting about the women's division of AEW at all. I think it sucks. And I'm sure if one of them heard me say that, they would say, oh, look at this asshole who doesn't know shit. Well, fine. But that's just my opinion. From what I see, I don't get any excitement from watching the women. AEW's women division is what the WWE's women division was, back in 2008, 2009, 10, 11, 12, when it was just 2-second matches and, the girls could even get, a proper entrance, or the entrances was longer than the match. It was a bathroom break. Or you flip the channel to something else, which is what I always do if I happen to be watching AEW and the women come on. I get up and I go do something. I'll clean the kitchen. If I had cooked something, I'll just I'm just going to clean the kitchen. There's nothing exciting about it here. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll take the dogs out for their bathroom break. I'll do anything besides sit there and watch it because it's boring. But I'm allowed to have that feeling. So, but I'm going to end it here, guys. You guys tell me what you think. What should WWE do? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think, A, that CM Punk is going to win the Royal Rumble and Cody's going to win Elimination Chamber? Do you think they're going to do Rock night 1, Cody night 2, or vice versa? Do you think they're just going to do one match and Cody's just assed out? Tell me what you think they're going to do, because that's been the formula for the Elimination Chamber, is that if you're the winner Elimination Chamber, you face the winner, you face the champion who wasn't picked by the winner. And how do we get this match with the Rock? Does the Rock just say, I'm taking it. I'm coming in. Now, we don't even know the next time we're going to see the Rock. I'll be very surprised if we see the Rock again this month. You know, you'll probably see him again maybe mid to end of February, maybe. And then he'll just pop in and out during March. But we'll see what happens. But I don't think we're going to see The Rock again this month. I'll be surprised. Unless The Rock shows up at the Royal Rumble. After Roman's match with Randy. Because I think Randy's winning this thing. So, we shall see. But tell me what you guys think. But it was great to do this. I'm glad to be back. I'm happy to be back. There's going to be more videos coming. Like I said, I want to do a state of AEW because AEW is just terrible. So my plan is to start doing these once a week, more permanent basis, once a week. I'm going to record, but I'm probably just not going to drop it until a week. I'm going to pick the day. I haven't decided yet if I just want to do a video every Thursday. It's probably best to do one every, Saturday or maybe Friday night or so, after the wrestling shows have happened. And then I'll always pop on with a, with my reaction to an event. But I'm still deciding how I'm going to do this. But for sure, you're going to see more regular videos. So I'm happy to be back. Again, Happy New Year. The first day of the year is almost done. Hopefully, again, I hope all you guys had great holidays. If you guys made any resolutions, I hope you guys stick to them. I stopped making resolutions a long time ago, and you know what? When I stopped making resolutions, I actually accomplished more. But I will say my goals for this year is to learn how to play piano. Maybe guitar too, but definitely piano. And I want to learn to speak Japanese. And it's funny, I talk to a lot of people. And everybody is just like dying to go to Japan. Now, unfortunately, Japan just had an earthquake this morning, so hopefully everybody is okay. But I want to take a trip to Japan. My friend just told me he wants to take a trip to Japan. I have two other friends, and they both want to go to Japan as well. I met somebody else who did a trip, is planning to go back. I'm just like, damn, like Japan is just like a freaking hotspot now. Everybody wants to go. So, anyway, have a great night, and check back for the next video.